going to come into child's pose. So you can have the knees together and bring the chest down, and you can have the arms behind you or in front. If you want to sink into the chest and open the heart, you can bring the knees out wide. We've got a couple more people, just trying to get everyone in, because it's good to get everyone in roughly at the same time so we can sort of start. But yeah, basically, just checking. All right, fab. I think we've got everyone now. So you can bring the knees a little bit further apart if you want to sink the chest and open the heart. So this is quite nice for the shoulders as well. So just coming into the breath, so breathing in for 4, 3, 2, 1, and breathing out for 1, 2, 3, 4. Just notice how you're feeling in this moment. Just bring a bit of mindfulness into that breath. So nice and big all the way in. Feel the ribs expand all the way out. What is happening? People keep coming in and out. If you do need to skip off for any reason, just keep yourself signed in so I don't need to keep going up to the phone to check, please. Just bring your awareness to the ribs and the back of the ribs as well. Just as you breathe in, just feel that space being created. Feel them going back in and opening. And feel that breath in the lower back. See if you can draw some more length and space, but we're not forcing anything. So we're going to have a little swoga sequence again today. So keep your sword close by if that's possible, at a safe distance. So take a nice deep inhale, and as you exhale, just let it out through the mouth. Let's do it again. Inhale, side out. Just notice that feeling. So just enjoy that breath. I'm going to take a nice deep inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to walk the hands over to the right side of the mat. So we're breathing into that left side body now. You take hold of the left wrist if that works, just to deepen that stretch. We're going to inhale as we breathe into that left side body. We've got someone else. Aha, brilliant. We've got someone else just joining us. So we're breathing into that left side body. Let's take a nice deep inhale. Exhale. And slowly on the next inhale, we're going to bring ourselves back to center. Just take a moment, see how that feels. And in your own time, we're going to slowly walk the hands over to the left. So we're just in child's pose and walking the hands over to the left. So breathing in to that right side body this time. Feel that breath all the way in, all the way out. Nice big inhale. Exhale. And slowly coming back to center on the next inhale. So just take your time. Not sure what's going on with people's connections today, but I think people keep coming in and out of the meeting. If you do need to step away, just leave yourself logged into the Zoom meeting, if that's possible, and then you could just come back to the practice. Because otherwise, I'm just coming up to the phone and it's not flowing so great. take a couple more breaths here. And when you're ready, on the next inhale, we're going to come all the way up. We're going to bring the knees in together and just come up onto the toes. We're tucking the toes under and gently sit back onto the toes. If this is uncomfortable, you can untuck them at any point. It's quite nice to work into the feet. We don't really do that. They tend to get neglected. Just notice that feeling. We're going to inhale to rise, lift up, take the arms up. Exhale to lower the arms, lower the hips. Inhale, exhale. You can take the arms a little bit away from the shoulders as well if that works for you. Inhale, exhale. And let's take a few shoulder rolls. Both directions. So just opening up the body here. Brilliant. And just gently bring yourself into your tabletop position. So you're going to come into your all fours position. We're going to just work into the breath. So you want to have the hands spread out nice and wide, on the wrists below the shoulders, knees below the hips. And we're going to start by coming into our cat-cow breath. I'm just going to check who we've got. We've got a few extra people here. Brilliant. Nice. And when you do your cat-cow breath, as you inhale, you want to tilt the pelvis away from the belly. So you're drawing the belly towards the mat, bringing the shoulders in towards the spine, taking the gaze up. As you exhale, reverse that motion. So nice and slow, draw the belly in. Pelvis comes in towards the belly, rounding the shoulder blades. Gaze comes down. And just take a few of these in your own breath. So what we're trying to do is open up the spine. We're trying to avoid those natural hinge points. Tend to hinge here towards the lower base of the spine. So try and maybe place a hand there. See if you can flatten it out a little bit so we're engaging more of the spine. And the other thing that's good about cat-cow breaths, particularly when working from home and in the lockdown, most of us are moving around less. And if you're sitting at your desk working from home, there's that danger of that compression of the spine. To try and create this fluid movement in the spine. Feel it all the way up to the shoulders. Nice. Brilliant. And then we're going to come back to our neutral spine. So just come back to your normal neutral spine. And we're going to inhale as we lift the knees up. Just let them hover a couple of inches off the mat. So just really feel it in the shoulders. And then we're engaging the shoulders, keeping them nice and strong. And exhale to release. Let's take it again. Inhale to lift. Exhale to release. And we're going to bring that right foot, I'm going to place it just behind that right hand. So we're just coming into a low lunge here. So keep that back knee drop for the moment. We're going to try a twisted lunge. So we normally come on the inside of the bent leg. So what we're going to do this time is we're going to place that left hand on the mat. And we're going to bring that right hand to the back of the skull. And just use it to encourage you into that twist over to the right. And you're pulling up through that left shoulder. So you're not collapsing into the shoulder like that. Keeping it nice and strong. You can untuck the left toes and lift off if you want to take it a little bit deeper. And just use that breath to take you into that twist. So we're opening up the thoracic spine as well here, just between the shoulder blades. Just take one more inhale and exhale. Drop that knee if you have it lifted and slowly come back to facing the front. Just take a breath and we're going to bring that right knee back and we're going to move that left foot behind the left hand this time. So we're going to twist the other way. So this time I'm going to press that right hand into the mat and we're going to twist up towards that left. Remember to bring the left hand to the back of the skull. So just encouraging you into that twisted lunge. So it should feel quite strong in the shoulders. Lift off that back knee if you want to take it further. Take a nice deep inhale and exhale. Let's bring it back in. So drop that back knee if you need to. And we're just going to bring ourselves back into our tabletop position. And we're going to inhale as we take that right arm out. So reach it forward nice and long. And take the left leg up if it's available. Start engaging the core. See if you can work into lining up the hips there. And we're going to bend that left knee and we're going to bring the right hand behind and take hold of that left foot if it's available. This is just an option. And as you inhale, we're going to press that foot into the hand. Take one more inhale and exhale to release. And we're going to move over to the other side. So we're going to take that left hand out. Option to bring the right leg up as well. Option to bend the knee, take hold of the back foot. So it's your choice. So there's different variations there. Take one more inhale and exhale to release. And what we're going to do slowly is we're just going to do a couple of minutes on the abs. So bring yourselves to lying on your backs just for a few exercises. And we're going to inhale as we shoot the feet into the air. So we're pressing the feet into the ceiling, flexing the toes towards the face. Point and flex. You can take the hands as well. You're going to work into it. And just rotate the ankles and the wrists if you're using the hands in both directions. Nice. We're going to bring the arms by the side. Then we're going to take some leg raises. So we're going to slowly lower the feet towards the mat. Just a couple of inches off the mat. And we're going to lift. And you can tap the abs here just to check that they're engaged. So you're working into those parts of the body. So hopefully you should feel this more towards the lower abs. I'm going to take two more. So just working with your own body in these poses. Slowly come back up. Bring the knees in and just give yourselves a nice little hug. I'm going to gently lower the feet to the mat. Just check that you can brush the heels with the fingertips. We're going to work into the sides now. So we're going to work into the obliques. So we're going to lift the chest. I'm going to take the hands to touch the right heel. Bring it through center over to the left. And let's take it over to the right. Keep breathing as you're doing it. So this is working into the obliques. So let's take 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to center. Hold it here. Shoot the fingers forward. And exhale to release. Come back to the mat. Just take a few breaths here. You're going to do one final abs exercise. Right, so when you're ready, we're going to tilt that pelvis towards the belly. So just check that lumbar spine pressing into the mat. It should feel quite nice, hopefully a little bit different. And we're going to inhale as we lift the feet off the mat. You could stay here. You could straighten the legs. You can lift the chest off. It's your choice. But check that lumbar spine. Keep it pressing into the mat. And let's hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. We're going to do that 2 more times. You can add any variations you want. So you can float the legs, crisscross the legs. If you want to go into the sides, you can come over to the left and the right. You can bring the arms behind you. So there's lots of options. You can do something that's safe. Take 2 nice big breaths. Tilt that pelvis again for the second time. We're going to inhale as we lift off. So your variation of choice here. We're going to hold it here. for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Oh, I can feel that. We can definitely feel that. So you can tap the abs as well. It's quite nice to tap those bits of the body that you're working into. Let's take 2 big breaths. One final time. So let's tilt that pelvis. And when you're in this pose, just check that you are pressing that lumbar spine into the mat. Okay, so we're doing these poses with honesty. So come out of it a little bit if you need to. You're going to inhale as we lift. Let's hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. And just hug it in. Just take hold of the knees. And we're going to take hold of the big toes and just bring yourself into your happy baby pose. So just take this as far as you want. It's up to you. Your choice. And slowly come to stillness. We're going to bring the knees into the chest. And we're going to rock up and down the spine. And we're just going to meet in our tabletop position. So you can roll out if you need to and come into your tabletop position. Hands spread out nice and wide. And we're going to bring ourselves into our plank pose. So remember your plank pose, you're drawing the heels away. And we're going to lower down. You can drop the knees first if you need to. But we're going to lower all the way down to the mat. And then we're going to tuck the toes under, pressing the tops of the feet of the mat. Lift up. And we're just going to do an up dog. So this is a nice little counter pose where you've been doing a little bit of abs. Just breathe into that belly. So we're going to be moving on to our little swoga sequence in just a moment. We're just opening up the body, working into the muscles. Take a deep inhale. Exhale. On the next inhale, we're going to tuck the toes under, lift the hips up, and just come back into a mini child's pose just for 2 breaths. Nice. Come back to your tabletop. And this time we're going to bring that right foot between the hands. I'm going to place the hands on that front knee, and we're just going to work into that back hip flexor. So extending that back hip, we're flexing into that front hip. So we're working both sides. So just pulse it forward. And then we're going to reverse it. So we're going to bring the bum back towards that left heel. So we're opening up the hamstrings, flexing that foot. Keep it nice and active. Support yourself with the hands. And we're going to come back into that front knee. And we're going to come to the inside of that front knee. So we're coming into a side lunge. So you can lift onto the toes. Take hold of the sword. And I'm going to do it with using Fiore postures because I train with the Exiles, so we train in Fiore. So please adjust these postures for whatever it is that you practice, mindful of your footwork as well. But we're going to come up into a finestra. So try to, again, do these poses with honesty. So keep that sword nice and high, line it up facing your opponent. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale. And on the next inhale, we're going to lift up, so nice and strong. And we're going to come over to the other side into our sinestra. I'm just going to let someone else back into the waiting room. I might take the waiting room off next week because it's been a bit distracting. I'm kind of running up to the phone every few minutes. But we're going to come into our sinestra. You can lift onto that right heel. And again, keep that sword nice and strong, nice and pointed. We're going to lift back into Finestra. And one more time, let's take it into Sinestra onto the other side. We're just going to briefly drop the sword for a moment. And we're going to work into that left knee. So we're facing that left knee now. And we're going to just pulse it forward. So you can take the arms out to your choice. I'm going to bring the bum back towards the heels, coming onto that left heel, so working into the hamstrings a little bit. Nice. Come back, facing the inside of that left leg, coming into your side lunge. Take the sword back for your Sinestra, onto the left side. And this time, we're going to come all the way up, side across, coming into a posta longa. So make adjustments if you need to for your footwork. Nice and strong. We're going to drop that back knee, come into bicornea. If you want to keep it more challenging, you can let that left knee hover. Come up, longer. And bicornea. Let's take it again, longer. And bicornea. And we're going to bring the bum back towards the heel as we come into frontale. So remember your alignment here. Keeping that heel, that cross, that eye level, nice and strong. Let's come back into bicornea. And we're going to lift up into longer. And we're going to switch the feet as we bring it back into your coda longer. So you're going to be bending into that left knee. Switch, come back to your longer. And this time, we're going to bend into that right knee, bring the sword behind you. So you're coming into a warrior two variation here. Going to bring the left hand behind the waist, and we're going to flip it back into our reverse warrior. And remember to keep that right knee bent. We're going to inhale it back up. And we're going to bring that right elbow towards that right knee. We're coming into a side angle bend. So keep it nice and strong. And let's bring it back up. Almost there. Bring the left hand to hold onto the sword. And we're going to come into our half sword, facing the other way. So nice and strong. And as you inhale, bring it back to center. We're going to fan the toes away from the midline. I'm going to pulse it here in our goddess pose. This should feel quite strong in the legs. And remember, you can always do any of this part of the practice without a sword. Nice. And inhale to lift. And we're going to bring the sword straight up. And just hold onto the cross. Adjust your feet, and we're going to come into a little forward fold. You can bring the hands down the blade if that's available. And when you're ready, just release the sword safely away from the mat, and you can go deeper into that forward fold. And when you're ready, lift yourself up halfway. We're going to turn to the right foot, and we're going to shoot ourselves back into plank pose. Just take your time. Just take a nice deep inhale. Exhale. As you inhale, lift the hips up, coming into your downward facing dog. So just adjust the feet if you need to. Don't worry if the heels don't meet the mat. So just bend the knees, pedal the feet, just find your dog. And in terms of your alignment, try and see if you can externally rotate the upper arms. So we're bringing space between the shoulders. As you inhale, we're going to lift the heels away from the mat. Exhale to lower. We're going to inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to take 3 lines breaths here. So when you exhale, just stick the tongue out, open the mouth, and let it all go. Take 1 more inhale. And as you exhale, gaze between the hands. And we're going to slowly walk the feet towards the hands. We're going to come into our ragdoll. So just let your back be loose. Bend the knees if you need to. Going to swing it out, shake it out. Remember to shake the head, nod the head. We're going to come to stillness and just take the hands wherever they reach, whether it's the toes, the mat, the knees, the thighs. And as you inhale, we're going to lift the chest and straighten the arms. Exhale to fold. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Let's take 2 more. Just release the hands. And on the next inhale, we're going to start coming all the way up. So bend the knees if you need to as you come up, taking care of the body. We're going to bring the arms all the way up overhead. You can come onto the tiptoes. Nice big stretch. Active fingers towards the ceiling. And exhale to lower. Let's take a few shoulder rolls here. We're going to inhale as we lift the arms up. Take hold of the right wrist with the left hand. I'm going to stretch it over to the left. Nice deep breaths. Let's come back to center. Switch it. Take it over to the right. Come back to center and release the arms. We're going to come into our mountain pose, Tadasana. So you can keep the feet together. You can keep them hip distance apart. It's your choice. Take a look at your feet. Lift up the toes. Spread them out and slowly place them back on the mat. So you should see a visible difference. This is to encourage rooting through all 4 corners of the feet. Shoulders away from the ears, arms by the side. And don't be afraid to hear your breath while you practice that. There's a slight constriction at the back of the throat. You want an ocean-like sound. We're going to inhale as we float the arms up. Take the gaze up. Exhale as we fold forward from the hips. Take the hands and place them really in line with the shoulders. We're going to inhale as we lift and lengthen. So remember, you can come to fingertips, shins, thighs, whatever's available. Exhale as we step back with the right, step back with the left, coming into our plank pose. So again, just check your alignment. Wrists below the shoulders, heels drawing away. We're going to lower down into chaturanga. So just quickly to let you know the options, you can drop the knees and lower down. You can come to 90 degrees or a little bit less. And then you can come up, opening the heart. You want to try a different way, you can leave the knees and just lower down. So you come down to about 90 degrees. We're going to untap the toes and lift up for our up dog. Take your version, and as you exhale, bring yourself back into downward facing dog. Keep breathing. 1 more inhale. Exhale. Take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, gaze between the hands, and we're going to step or walk feet to hands. We're going to inhale as we come up for our Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise through Hastasana, Drishti thumbs, nice and full. Exhale, come back into Tadasana. Take a few shoulder rolls. So that's your basic sun salutation that we run through. We're going to do another one of those, and we're going to add a few other movements and asanas into that sequence. We're going to inhale to rise, float the arms up. Exhale as we fold forward from the hips. Inhale as we lift up. Exhale as we step back into plank. Take a nice deep inhale. As you exhale, we're going to lower it down. So remember, you want the elbows in towards the ribs, not flailing out. We're going to inhale as we open the heart. So be careful when you lower that you're not sinking into the shoulders too much. Especially the front of the shoulders, because there's not a lot of muscle in those areas. So be careful. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale. We're going to inhale, we lift that right leg in the air. Flex that foot nice and big. Exhale, bend the right knee, bring right foot between the hands. We're going to drop that back knee. Inhale as you lift up for a nice low lunge. As you exhale, we're going to switch the hands behind you, lift the back knee, coming into your arrow lunge. We're going to inhale to lower the knee, lift the arm. And go again, arrow lunge. Keep it nice and strong. Make sure you're not collapsing into that front knee. And again. And again. Nice and strong. Hold it here. Take a nice deep inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to frame that front foot. We're going to shoot that right leg back into our three-legged dog. You can stay here, or you can come into downward dog. Or you can come forward into a three-legged plank. You can lower down, drop that right foot, bring the left foot down, up dog, and then come back into your downward facing dog. Your choice. Let's take 3 lion's breaths here. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, take the gaze between the hands. We're going to walk or step, feet to hands. Inhale as you lift up halfway. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise, nice and tall. Exhale, come back to Tadasana. Let's take a few shoulder rolls here. We've got about 10, 12 minutes left. Just take a few shoulder rolls in both directions, and we're going to work through the other side. Same sequence. Check your grounding. We're going to inhale to rise. Float the arms up. Exhale, fold forward from the hips. Inhale, we lift and lengthen. Exhale as we step back into our plank pose. So remember, if you're dipping in the hips here, lift up and engage that core so it's nice and strong. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, bend the elbows towards the body and lift up into your upward facing dog. So remember, you don't need to come down 90 degrees. You can come down a bit less. You don't want to be coming down too much. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale. Inhale, let's lift that left leg in the air this time. Bend the knee, bring the left foot between the hands. Drop the right knee. We're just coming into our low lunge, shoot the arms up towards the sky. You lift the knee, reverse the arms, arrow lunge. Keep it nice and strong. Inhale, drop knee, lift arms. And reverse. And down. Let's lift up one more time. Let's release the hands to the mat. Just shoot that left leg up. Remember your options. You can stay here, you can down dog it, or you can come forward into your three-legged plank. Gently bend the elbows, drop that left foot, untuck the right toes, coming into your upward facing dog. And lift up for your downward facing dog. Take one more inhale. Exhale as you gaze between the hands. We're going to step or walk feet to hands. We're going to inhale as we lift up halfway. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise. Exhale, let's come back into Tadasana. Take a few shoulder rolls. Just checking how your body's feeling. Right, this time we're going to come into chair pose. So you can bring the feet a little bit further apart if it's safer for you, or you can keep them together. So the idea of chair pose is to sink into the chair, try and keep the knees in line. We're going to draw in through the upper body. So we're not sticking the ribs out, we're not sticking the bum out. We're going to inhale as we sink and sweep the arms. And again, just check your knees, check your alignment. So just sticking the bum out, draw it in. So you engage the core here as well. Take it a little bit deeper. And bring the hands to heart center. Take a nice big inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to twist it over to the right. So we're going to bring that left elbow to the outside of the right knee. But don't force yourself into that twist. Take a big inhale. And we're going to exhale as we come back to center. We're going to try a little transition here. So we're going to bring the arms out. And this time we're going to start lifting up. And we're going to bring that right foot off the mat. And start hinging forward from the hips. We're coming into a warrior three. Don't worry if you fall out of it or wobble. I'm going to slowly bend that left knee. Bring the hands to the mat. And we're going to drop that right foot down. I'm going to shoot that left leg up into a three-legged plank. And let's lower it down. Elbows in. Gently drop the left foot. Untuck the right toes. Up dog. And come into your downward facing dog. Just take 2 lines breaths here. We're going to inhale that right leg in the air. Exhale, bend the knee, bring it to the nose. And lift. Bring it to the right elbow. And lift. Let's take it over to the left elbow. We're going to straighten that right leg. Inhale as you lift the left arm up. So you're coming into a funky twist. And release, bring the left hand down. Shoot that right leg all the way back. Three-legged dog. And exhale to release. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale. One more inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to gaze between the hands. We're going to step or walk feet to hands. We're going to inhale, you lift and lengthen. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise, nice and tall. Exhale. Let's take a few shoulder rolls. We've got about 5 minutes left. So we're going to just do the other side and slowly bring ourselves to the mat. I'm feeling it today. I can't have any water because I'm fasting, so it's a bit trickier. So remember, just take a few shoulder rolls in both directions. And we're going to come into chair pose again. So bring the feet a bit further apart if you need to. We're going to inhale as we dip and sweep. Bring into our last chair pose. Go a little deeper if it's available. Remember, you're not sticking the ribs out either, so draw it in through the midline. Going to bring the hands to heart center. And we're going to twist it over to the left this time. There is that tendency sometimes to pull onto that knee, so just be a little bit mindful here. And let's bring it back to center. Shoot the arms out. And this time we're going to lift that left foot off the mat. Tilt forward over the hips. Coming into your warrior three pose. Slowly start bending into that right knee. Going to drop the hands down, bring that left foot down, shoot the right leg up, three-legged plank. And we're going to lower down Lift up, coming into your downward facing dog. So we're almost there. This is just the last bit of the sequence. We're going to inhale that left leg in the air this time. And let's bring knee to nose. And lift. Just bring knee over to the left elbow. And lift. Just take it over to the right elbow. And this time we're going to open up that left leg. Lift the right arm up for a nice little twist. And release. Shoot it back into your three-legged dog. And bring it down. Going to take 3 final lines breaths here. Take a nice deep inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to gaze between the hands. And we're going to step or jump through to seated. So we're coming towards our final Shavasana. We're going to go over a couple of minutes, unfortunately, just because it was a bit of a staggered start, but we're nearly there, so don't worry, guys. Just bring the feet onto the mat. Going to bring the arms out in front of you. Take a nice big inhale, and as you exhale, slowly start lowering yourself to the mat. You can just let yourself fall safely if that's better for you. Otherwise, you can just engage the core as you come all the way down. You can take a nice big stretch. Stretch everything out. Squeeze everything, including the face, the hands, the feet, the glutes, everything. And as you exhale, just release and just bring yourself into your final Shavasana. So just bring the arms away and just let the feet roll out. We're just going to start deepening the breath and slowly start to wriggle the fingers and the toes. Start rotating the ankles and the wrists in both directions. So just bringing a bit of life back into the body. When you're ready, just draw the knees into the chest. Give yourself a nice little hug and a squeeze. I'm going to come out for a nice big stretch. Take it to the left, take it to the right. Just opening it out. Bring the knees into the chest. And we're going to slowly roll over to the side and lift ourselves up into our cross-legged position. We're nice and comfortable, rooted into the mat. I'm going to bring the hands to heart center, or you can leave them to rest on the knees. I'm going to close the eyes. And we're going to end with our 3 clearing breaths. So we're going to breathe in through the nose. And as you exhale, just open the mouth and let it go. You can bring the thumbs up to the third eye. And just thanking yourself for a nice, strong practice. Being proud of yourself for trying something different and working through challenging sequences. The inner light in me will always honor the inner light in you. Thank you to each and every one of you. Brilliant, guys. I'm going to try and sort it out next week so that we don't have a waiting room, so you can just all come in and out. I'll see. I'm not madly technical. But thanks, everyone, for joining me. Any comments, then please do feel free to drop me a line afterwards. But thanks for joining me today. Take care, everyone. Thanks.